is only war.
Oh, that's good. What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We did it again. We just won Nova Open, the super major in DC with our Chaos Colt. I got the little trophy right here. So this is the first time we got this little chainsword trophy. We did it not thinking that we could do it, but back-to-back majors. If you guys are clicking on this video, you want to see what won, why it won, what the list was, what I went against. We do a lot of these videos on the Dirtbag Nation over at YouTube. All these videos get posted up ahead of time on Patreon. So if you guys want to support the channel, get a little bit of coaching. We are ranked #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world, or as of right now. We have 2 more majors to come to get into staying in that #1 spot. But in this video, we're going to be going over the first 3 games of Nova. We're going to be going over the next 3 games after that, and then the next 3 games after that in our third part of the video. So guys, I really appreciate all the support. Everybody that I saw at Nova, thanks for coming up to me and just mentioning what you liked about the 40k Dirtbags, what got you into it, how we kind of got you into the competitive scene, and a lot of stuff that you learned from our tactical videos, because we strive to try and teach everybody the core rules as much as we possibly can to get people really good at just winning more games than they play. You don't have to be a champion at this game. It's really just having fun and knowing that you're not messing up a rule, or knowing that you should have done something differently. Like, you just go and play and roll some dice. And a lot of the games that we had at Nova was super fun this year. Like, this year was probably my best year I went to Nova so far, obviously because we did get the win, but the opponents that I played were all super friendly. We only had 1 tight game, but all the other games just ran smoothly. A couple suggestions I did in the Nova email that they sent to us. I would suggest that they allow clock. I think clock came up a bunch in these games, as well as the space was better this year than last year, and the blue hue that they have in the lights, you're gonna see in the pictures that we have here, the hue is just a little bit tweaking in some of the pictures, but we're gonna get into a lot in these videos. It's gonna be a little bit longer. It might be about an hour in each video, but I just want to give a shout out to my Patreons. Again, I wouldn't be doing this without you guys. The Grandmasters and competitive, you guys are getting into that competitive scene. You can sign up for a coaching and we can go over list ideas, tactics, one-on-one calls, all that stuff over the patreon.com. We have Worlds coming up. We actually just got invited to Worlds in November. We won a free flight with this Nova win, so that's pretty cool. We got Worlds, which is over 50 countries flying out to Georgia, and I think 5 different continents. They're all flying out, so it's gonna be insane. I'm gonna do a lot of videos on that one. We got LVO, which is Las Vegas Open. If you guys haven't gone to Las Vegas, Mike Keevil actually went right when he started 40k, lost most of his games, but he learned so much and had so much fun. Definitely find a group, and if you guys can come up and meet us there, that'd be freaking awesome. But Las Vegas Open is coming up in January, which will be the last ITC ranking win games that they have, so we definitely have to make it out to there. I already said that we're #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world, so that's pretty legit. And then we have the Dirtbag merch. So the Dirtbag merch is up on Discord. If you guys want to hop over to Discord, it's one of the best Discords out there. We have the poker chips, which I actually used in the final game against Tony, and we put those on the Games Workshop stream. So there's some Dirtbag tokens that we used for ritual and objective markers and sticky. So those things are legit. They're poker chips. We have all the proxy models. So old school Cypher, which is so much better than the new Cypher, or old school Codiez, which is way better than the new Codiez. We have a sick ass Cypher proxy. We have a Tech Marine, which is super hard to find. We have Phobos Librarian, Phobos Captain, and the Calidus Assassin, which should be in every single Imperial list out there. Same with Cypher. And then we have the widgets. The widgets are legit. Watch the last game that we have on stream. They didn't let me go on stream because most of my models are 3D printed for my cultist. So Games Workshop said, hey, we have no choice. He's the final opponent. We have to put him on stream. So we'll get into that in the third video. And then we have the dice. So the silver dice are sold out. We only have about 30 left of the black dice, about 30 left of the green dice, 200 of the orange dice, and about 50 left of the blue dice. Once they're sold, they are gone forever. All the stickers are $3 each. They're legit. You can put them on the cases or anything you guys have. And brand new news, we have a merch store. So I was super excited to make this. I literally spent hours and hours and hours making these designs and putting them up on the web for you guys. But all of these, we have sick ass desk mats, which I just ordered one myself. We have these tumblers, which are dishwasher safe. I ran mine the other day to test it. We have tumblers, we have mugs, we have hoodies. I ordered the hoodies kind of like see how they are. But it's basically that athletic material, which are legit. We have some hats, koozies, obviously because the Dirtbags can't have it without beer. We have the beer stein, really cool shirts. We got the muscle tees, the hats, the trucker hats. I just got mine. It's super comfortable. We have the jerseys and all these stickers you can get on t-shirts as well. Same with the hoodies, shorts, legit. So I just had to throw that out there because this is brand new. So it's going really well. A lot of people, a lot of the Patreons are supporting the channel and getting the Dirtbag merch. But yeah, if you guys want to head over there, all the links will be in the description below. We're talking to a bunch of sponsors coming up and new on the channel. Rexar Lasers, still one of the biggest sponsors we have. Shout out to Rexar Lasers, who provides the terrain for us that we use in all of our battle reports. And the clear plexiglass, if you guys want clear plexiglass, which you can take to any store, any game store, and put it down and use really good Games Workshop terrain, that's in the link below. Make sure you use the code DIRTBAG so you guys get free shipping on orders of, I believe, over $99. Or it might be $50. I think it's $50. Yeah, so we're going to get into this video. We're going to talk about the first 3 games, picture by picture, turn by turn, what we did good. Then we got the next 3 games and the next 3 games after that. So depending on what video you're clicking on, you probably already heard this. You can just skip forward to this part and we'll come back with some pictures for you guys to go over how the hell Chaos Cult won its second super major. All right, guys, so this is the list for the Chaos Cult. So it's basically the same as what we did for Lone Star Open that we won. So the only thing that changed is the Beast of Nurgle. Beast of Nurgle actually came in clutch in this weekend, but we'll go straight down it. Guys, it's Cypher. Cypher should be in every single Chaos Space Marine list. If you don't have him, I got him to sell for the proxy. Really cool Cypher model, but Cypher, legit, Vect. I played him very defensively. He didn't die, I don't think, once this weekend. Just give you an idea of how much pressure the Chaos Cult puts into him, and you playing them defensive, he might have died once. I have to try and remember, but playing him very defensively and using him to your advantage, I use them mainly for Vect. So if I can, or not Vect, you have to run them for Armor Contempt. So they have to use 2 CP for Armor Contempt, use 2 CP for Heroic, use 3 CP for an Interrupt, or 3 CP for a Fight on Death. So super good at eating up the opponent's CP that they did not plan to eat up. We have a Dark Apostle with a Tainted Vigor. This guy is the Leadership 5 in your army. When I say he's Leadership 5, nobody really believes it. I have to pull it up and say, nope, he's Leadership 5. And then he can take another unit out of Battle Shock. So this is really good for the 1 CP that it's full Rerolls Day and Wound. So if you really need to get that off, you're basically moving up or advancing them up to the other unit. Say, hey, that unit now is not Battle Shocked. And then they can kind of go up and go kill whatever they want to kill. So he's really good at keeping an objective with his Accursed Cultist unit. With being Leadership 5, he's really good against Tyranids, making another unit not Battle Shock, because that came up a lot. And he could bring 3 models back. So that's the enhancement on him. With the enhancement of bringing 3 models back, it doesn't say 3 little guys or 3 big guys, it just says 3 models. So you can bring 3 big guys back if you roll that 3, which is 9 wounds just coming back to the squad, and they hit really freaking hard. And it helps extend the range for a charge as well. So turn 1, if you roll like a Dark Pact or a getting the extra move and you kill a guy, you're like, great, that's going to be the guy that I'm going to bring back next turn to help increase my charge turn 2 a lot. So if you fail the Desperate, great. If you succeed a Dark Pact or try and re-roll it to try and fail it, this will go for the same thing for the other Dark Commune, but try and fail it so that way you kill the guy and then you can make 1 guy next turn. So that's like big brain thinking for turn 2. Then we have the Dark Communes. So one of them has the Goad, one of them has the Foresight. I think the Goad is the +1 strength. So this one is key for killing vehicles, higher toughness models, stuff like that. But they're the ones that are coming in from reserves every single game. So they need to hurt themselves. So when they come in from reserves, they're rolling a Desperate Pact, even though they can't move or advance, or they want to try and charge, they can't do it. So you're just trying to kill a guy, but mainly you're walking on the table edge, and then you're trying to do a Dark Pact to try and kill you guys. So if you pass the Dark Pact, roll it again to try and fail the Dark Pact, and then kill one of your guys. So you're trying to kill one of your guys on purpose, at least one, so that way it procs the +1 strength, because the +1 strength is only when you kill a guy, and then you get +1 attack if you're at below half strength. So usually when all the little guys are dead, you're now at half strength, so all the big guys are doing d6 +3 attacks at strength 6, which is just brutal. So that's that unit. Then we have the Dark Kami with the War Foresight. This is the Scout 6 guys. So I spread them out. I did the yellow unit, which is the Scout 6. They have the wings, which makes sense. We have the red guys, which are like the corn guys, which are the +1 strength, which makes sense. And then we have the green guys, which are the Vigor, who comes back, which is like Nurgle. So I kind of color coded them and made it easier for my opponent to know exactly which unit belongs in which unit. Fabulous Bile. I love him. I brought him in the list when I first made this list. If you have a guy in your army that can come back on a 2+, put him in your list. See how good he is, and see how annoying he is to deal with. There even is a kill team guy, or Deathwatch guy, the new guy that comes back on a 2+. Even if he's solo, just coming in from reserves, running up and doing something, and then killing a bunch of shit and getting back up. Like, he's a really good piece for secondaries. So he is in the list because he'll gain the keyword for Damned when he joins a Damned unit of Cultist. So he gets to go in the Rhino, move out 11 inches. He has an anti-infantry 2+ pistol, 3 shots. He can explode on 6s, 2 damage, AP1. He gets a blank a damage roll. He gets to add a toughness to the Cultist, so the toughness 4. Like, he does a lot for this list, guys. He is like the backbone of the backfield of my list. He's always in the north of the map. He's always on a Rhino. He's tanky as all hell. He's super quick and usually gets across the board to go get the second or third wave into my opponent. So I love Fabulous Bile. For 85 points, he is so worth it to bring into this list. We got 5 cultists. They're all 10-mans to stop the horde. Called the Horde. So to stop the opponent from getting easy points by killing 20 cultists, or having like 2 cultists left, and then they just throw a random crack missile into them and then kill the last 2, get a 5 points. I bring all 10-mans because I just want to go for mass bodies and mass options of spreading out and blocking up the field. So that's why we brought 50 of them, and they all have sticky objectives. So you kind of run up, make an objective sticky, and then just keep pushing forward if they don't have any reserves. Then we got 6 full max Trader Guardsmen units, which are all battle line. So battle line is really good in most of Pariah Nexus. They have a lot of secret missions that you get for battle line, and special things that you can do actions with. So having like 13 of these guys in your list is just so good. I tested out this in the last couple missions or things, was the plasma gun, the flamer, and not the grenade launcher. This is my old list. I switched the grenade launcher for the melta gun. So all these guys have a melta, plasma, and flamer. The melta just hilariously being able to wound a tank, auto wounding on a 6 is just hilarious. So that's why we brought the melta. Just had a little bit extra like d6 damage coming into the list. The grenade launcher didn't really do anything. I brought it for the hordes. I never faced a horde and just didn't do anything for me. And the flamer just for chaff, sisters, Eldar, small other cultists, stuff like that. So then the Rhino, we brought the Rhino. This is Doug's idea. So the Rhino's in there to do secondaries, really, to be a quick movement piece, to hide usually turn 1 and turn 2 until they bring it down, and when they get bring it down, they can't ditch it because I have a Rhino. So it's the only vehicle on the list, and you're hiding it most of the time because if they bring it down, they can only get 2 points on it, and they can't ditch it. So it's a really low secondary for them to score, as well as they have to kill it around the 205 bodies that they also have to kill in front of them. So the Rhino's there to transport Fabulous Bile with 10 cultists and just be super annoying. All right, so then we got the triple ACDC, or Curse Cultists. They are just insanely good. I would say their points could go up 10 points each. I would be fine with that. If they went up 20 points each, I would be fine with that. If they go up 30 points each, I would not be fine with that. Or if they got rid of Howling Horde, I would not be fine with that. So this list could potentially change going into the next LVO. Then we traded our spawn for Beast of Nurgle. Beast of Nurgle came in clutch this whole weekend. I'll explain why in each game. Toughness 9, 7 wounds, 5 up invuln, heals every phase that you don't kill it. Gives me another deep strike option instead of just the sisters just the demonettes. I now have another option for a deep strike unit doing secondaries, which is mainly his function. He comes down, does a secondary. If there's no secondaries for him to do, comes down, sits on a point, and just waits. Then we got 10 demonettes, another deep strike unit that has an 8-inch on the charge out of deep strike because of the either instrument or icon or whatever gives it them. I don't know. One of these two gives it to them. They're OBSEC 2 as well. So anything with OBSEC 2 with this amount of bodies is just super hard to chew through. They steal objectives a lot, and their speed like 7 or 9. Usually they just come down and charge or die, but they're really quick if they come down and don't die, so they can move up and then charge. And being OBSEC 2, that's basically 20 OBSEC you can get on a point to steal it, even in the backfield objective. Because usually you're pushing one side and then they don't have anything to go behind your Accursed Cultist, so they're usually pushed in their deployment zone. So you can just deep strike your demonettes right behind your units and then charge through them to get into their deployment zone on turn 2 usually. So I really like them. They are the tax to bring in the Seekers, but for the last 2 GTs, the Lone Star Open, they actually won me Lone Star Open, and then this GT, they actually played a huge role in a lot of these missions, especially with Overwatch and stuff like that. So really good for the Demonettes for 100 points. They went down 10 points. And then Nurgles, they are only there for the scout move. So anytime somebody else has infiltrate and we roll off to see who places first, I always place first. So that way I can put my Nurgling unit out front. So that way I can move up my scout, Accursed Cultist unit, and then my scout Seekers. So they are specifically in the list only for that. If there's no infiltrate, I might put them last, and then just have them be there for the -1 to hit, or it's really good in the melee armies like Dark Angels, Blood Angels, other Chaos Space Marines, World Eaters, and Space Wolves. So it's really good just for those matchups. Yeah, so Nurglings are actually pretty key in the list. And then the Seekers. So the Scout 9, Speed 14, +1 to advance, +1 to charge, and reroll advance, reroll charges. They can't advance to charge, but still, the rerolls are nuts. So they are just bulleting across the board to be annoying and usually spreading out to block off the opponent from doing anything turn 1. So that's the secret mission. That was the secret tech going into 10th edition. I was like, these guys are insane. We're putting them in every list, and they are still in almost all of my horde lists with the Accursed Cultist. So that's the list, guys. Let's get into the battle report of game number or whatever video you guys are watching. All right, guys. So if you guys haven't seen day 1, this is day 2 of the Nova Open with the win. We did win a box of Combat Patrol Dark Eldar. If anybody's interested in buying this off of me, because I'm never going to be running Dark Eldar, let me know in Discord so I can ship it out to you guys, because I will not be running Dark Eldar anytime soon. But with that out of the way, we did a lot of stuff in the beginning. If you guys haven't seen video 1, go check out video 1, and then let's go over picture by picture, turn by turn, what we could do good, what we could have done better, and leave in the comments below what you like, didn't like, and how we can improve on the channel. If you guys are interested in coaching for the Dirtbag Nation, head over to Patreon so you guys can support the channel and get some coaching from professionals in this game of 40k. Can you call yourself a professional if you don't do this 100% of the time? I don't know. Can you call yourself a good player by winning 2 majors back to back with a detachment that they said was bullshit and D tier? Maybe. But hey, you guys let me know. But I digress. So we have another Tyranids player, almost painted the exactly same way as this one. This was yesterday's, and this is today's. So maybe it's the same guy slash, I don't know. It's a really cool paint job though. This guy, I love the color scheme. I love everything about this. Super cool dude. He ran the big Tyranid build, and I knew that I played into this before, and it just jams the board. Like me going into this just jams the board and put more OBSEC on the point than he can chew through. So that was the goal. It's basically the same as a lot of the other matchups. He's got the 2 big guns, the 2 Biophors, the monster brain bug. This looks amazing up close. Holy shit. This guy can come down within 3 inches. He's got the Hive Tyrant, not the Vect dude. The Neurolictor, and he's got a bunch of more big bugs over here. So he's got the Flamer guy, which actually gives a feel no pain within 6-inch aura to his big dudes, which is awesome. So this guy did really well. He's got the 2 penis guns, the old One Eye, which once I played Matt Lore and beat him there, he's like, old One Eye's coming right out. So I kind of knew about this guy a little bit. I didn't know he was that bad. He's just so cool. He heals every turn. Then the 2 Maleceptors, which are the other big brain guy. But like, this is a deadly list, guys. Like, I could see why he went 3-0 day 1. This is a deployment setup. It is the we have actually the deployment. So this was by Craig. Really good, very good suggestion. If you could do this, print it out before GT or RTT, and then you have it available to you right then and there. So that way you can do the measurements and you know exactly what the missions are. You could have the cards in front of you if you need to, or at the bottom just print out what the missions are or do. A little bit of homework, but it definitely came in key a lot every single day. So this one was Linchpin, Fog of War, and then Tipping Point. So he can't do core stratagems turn 1, like countercharge or convention, interrupt, all that, reroll saves, all that stuff. So that was cool going into it. And then the Linchpin, you have to hold your home field objective and control something in no man's land to get 5 points. And then 3 for your home field. If you don't hold your home field, which will come up in this game, you only get 3 points. So we luckily went first, because if he goes first, he does this exact same thing to me as I do to him. So we go first. We launch forward. We didn't know that there was a Norlictor right here, but remember, there is a Norlictor right here on the other side of this wall below this little terrain feature. Anytime you're playing at a GT or RTT setting, make sure you're putting your guys up top so you can see what the hell's below the terrain, like you can see here. So we have these guys up top here. We have this guy up here, Cypher specifically, because he has a 12-inch Vect, and the fucking Rhino is on top here, so you and I can see what is below the terrain. So if you have models, make sure you're putting them on top of the terrain so you can have people either charge into them or, you know, whatever. So, yeah, that was funny. I didn't know that guy was there. All right, so let's get into over here. We charge in turn 1 into the Neurolictor. We then pile into and just tie up as much as possible. I want to keep him in his deployment zone as much as possible so I can just keep camping these objectives. We have the Rhino with some cultist, 2 OPSEC on this objective. We only have 1 cultist on this objective, so he has a CP strat that he can move through my guys and get on this objective, which is what he does. So he steals that objective from me, and then we have these guys just rushing forward down here because there's nothing on this objective. So I'm waiting for him to move up so that way next turn I can move up and then charge in to him. So we have these guys down here camping that one, these guys in the center with Cypher, and then these guys up here camping that. Plus we have all of our cultists in the back here that are going to spread out to try and stop the 3-inch deep strike, which you basically can't. It's very hard to stop a 3-inch deep strike with the Turbogon, or I think it's called the Turbogon. But you can see the Seekers moved up, spread out, stopped his bugs from moving forward, and these guys charged in and just piled in because these guys aren't really good in combat, and the big guns don't really do too much to a horde build. And then I don't think we killed this guy. I think we live him. We might have killed that guy. Let me see if we killed that guy. Yeah, I think we killed that Neurolictor turn 1 because of the charge. So, like I said, he moves up his big bug in the center and just camps it there. I think it's OPSEC 4 or 5, so my 2 OPSEC on the point didn't do anything. And this is where we just kind of take everybody out, bring everybody in from reserves, and just start launching them towards his bugs. So these guys got shot a bunch, so they started slowly creeping up onto the point. I kept telling him, like, hey, if you shoot me, I'm going to get on the point and steal the point from you. And he's like, all right, that's fine. And then he keeps shooting me, and I get more bodies on the point. The Carnifex is on the point over here. So that way, I think he has like 3 or 4 OPSEC, and I get 4 or 5 OPSEC on here. So that way, I'm able to steal the point. He's leadership 5. So for his once per game brain bug thingy at -1 leadership, the whole board has to take a battle shock test. I only have to roll 6. So I roll the 6 here. I pass it. I roll on this on an 8. I pass it, and then over here I have 1, 2, 3 chances to roll battle shock test on here, which I pass. So last game I think I failed like 7 or 8 battle shocks. This game I pass 7 or 8 battle shocks. So that basically got me a 13 on primary, because we had 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I didn't have this one, like I said, because I only had one model on the point, but I passed this one and I passed that one. And then I had obviously the backfield objective, which was sticky from the turn prior. So I didn't care if they passed or not. So I had 13 points going into turn 2, which was huge start to this game of Linchpin. Now you can see he brought in his guy in the backfield, which against Linchpin, it's really good because if you can steal the home field objective, you're stopping a ton of points in the center objectives. So that was really good by him. I couldn't block him out. I probably should have like blocked out more on this quarter than up there, because this was way more keen to keep as my backfield. So basically I should have spread these guys out all in this corner. These guys walked on. I should have spread that out. And then these guys should have basically ran down here and spread this out. So that was my mistake. Really bad. And like this could have hurt me a lot in this game. So he brings in that guy. I have nothing to kill him, nothing to defend. I try and block out more of the demonettes coming down in the center. Then everybody else kind of starts scooting up. I keep Cypher behind the wall within 12 inches of this bug, so he can't move through my guys again. It'll be 2 CP, and he can't heroic or anything like that. So Cypher comes out of the tank from over there. So not Cypher. Bile comes out of the tank 11 inches all over to here. He's going to charge that bug. This green unit's going to charge that bug. This silver unit's going to charge that bug. So everything is going to get on the center point. Just be like, all right, I have 40, 60 OBSEC on the point. Do something, right? That's going to be the goal of this turn. These guys are still alive. Just slap boxing these big bugs and keeping them in combat. The Rhino scooches up to do a move blocking for this objective. I have like 20 OBSEC on this objective with as many bodies as I can possibly put on that objective. I can't get in his backfield with the Beast of Nurgle or anything, so I bring in the Demonettes down here. I think I leave the Beast of Nurgle off one more turn. The green guys are here. This is where like he moves his bug that was behind this wall over here, and I was like, that would have been really cool if I knew that guy was there. I would have charged him with the freaking Nurglings or something, but I didn't know that. So he came out. I then throw a grenade at him and like shoot random shots into him within 12 inches. Kill that bug, and I think all of these I failed the charge on the red squad coming in turn 2 down here, so that they weren't able to just bog down the bottom zone, but they're there next turn in case he wants to shoot me. I can move up, get on the point, and then after this turn, this is basically what it looks like. I move up my guys, charge in. If he's not wounded, he hits on 3s, and then I think he's strength, and then he wounds on 2s. But I'm hoping that he can't kill 10 guys in one sweep attack, which he doesn't. He kills 7, so he kills 7 cultists. So I still have 3 cultists left, keeping him in combat. So that way he'll have to spend a CP to walk out of combat to steal my home field objective. That was one option. The other option was just to wait on the objective and have him move up, shoot, and then charge me. Which if he would have got a secondary for that would have been better for him. So this was a bad play on my part. I should have blocked out more of this deployment zone. So that was my mistake. I should have put Demonettes on the point as well, which I didn't, which also was my mistake. So this is just a lesson learned about this deployment. So down here, we charge in, kill that Neurolictor, tie up this bug. He didn't countercharge down here. This guy's all tied up, like I said, with 60 OBSEC. These guys got charged by this big bug, so charge in, and then these guys are still in combat. I don't know how they're not dead yet. And that was my turn. So his next turn, he starts moving all the bugs up, getting more in combat. I still have a ton of OBSEC on this point. This is funny because the Tyrannid the Hive Tyrant has a 2-up save, and he rolled a lot of 1s for his random pot shots. Like I was shooting him with the Rhino, with these with Bile, with all these random dudes. Cypher shoots him a bunch of times. He rolls just 1 after 1 after 1 after 1. Takes the dude. I rolled a grenade too. Takes the dude down to 1 wound. I was like, all right, I think 2 or 3 wounds. I charge in with Cypher. I'm like, screw it, we're going in. We're trying to kill him, and we don't kill him. But he falls back, and then I overwatch him. So I was like, all right, all I need is 1 sig. Let's go. So we roll 9 fucking shots with Cypher. Hit him 2 or 3 times. He keeps making a save. Finally, the last AP1 save, he fails. Can't re-roll it because of Cypher with 2 CP only has 1, so then he just dies. It was glorious. Cypher running in with his pistols, doing some melee pistols, him falling back, Cypher keeps shooting him from him falling back, and then kills the freaking Hive Tire. That was insanely lore like right there. It was just really cool. Then again, he still has all of his big bugs alive. You could tell I'm not killing any big bugs. I'm killing the Neuralictus and just throwing bodies on the point, like I did back here. So he basically spent the 1 CP to move through my guys to get on the point, which is smart by him. I then moved my guys back onto the objective. All these guys just fucking run onto the objective. The Demonettes got overwatched, but no, they got shot from across the board. There's 3 left. They run on the objective. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19 OPSEC on my home field objective. And then these guys that were up in the top corner are just sprinting for my objective to try and get some points on the primary. So again, these guys should have ran down the turn prior. And then again, I have just so much OPSEC over in this top corner up here. He just keeps getting bogged down and bogged down and bogged down. So again, I played this matchup before, so I kind of knew what to focus on. This yellow unit's still alive. Like, still just chewing through all the melee weapons. He's got blast, so he can't shoot in combat. But all these color guys are all color coded. They're all 2 OPSEC. The ones that don't have bases, which are the regular cultists, like these are just OPSEC 1. All the colored bases are OPSEC 2. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's 26 OPSEC, 27, 28 OPSEC, 29, 30. I have 30 OPSEC on the center board. And then the green squad is still alive. This guy went down to 7 wounds, the old One Eye. And then on my turn, I spent full rerolls to hit and wound with +1 hit, +1 wound because I used their once per game ability, and we killed old One Eye. So at this point, we basically have the bottom, we have the center, we have the top. We're just camping the home field objective, and this is the final score. So we get 50 on primary. We had 18 on turn 4. Like, that was just insane on turn 4. And then we had 9 on turn 5. So maxed out primary, we had 7 turn 1, 3, 5, 7, 10. So we had 32. So we finished with a 92. That's 20, 24, 29, yeah, 32. So 92 for primary, or for Chaos, and then for him, he had 3 turn 1 because he held his home field objective. He had 3 turn 2 because he held his home field objective. 3 turn 4 because he held his home field objective. And then 8 turn 5 because he went second. So again, brutal for that mission for me, just because I just kept running bodies on the table, and if he holds his home field, it's only 3 points. He had 6 turn 1, 6 turn 2, so he had good secondary points, 29 out of 40. So finished up with a 56 to 92. So good first day, game 1, getting Nids out of the way, because they are a really bad matchup for the Chaos Cult, especially with all the leadership shenanigans. So this is game 5, guys. Game 5 was super important because our goal going into Nova was trying to make top bracket this year. We missed it last year when we ran Grey Knights. I think we went like 7-2, or no, 6-2. Yeah, I think we went 6-2 last year with Grey Knights, with the overcosted Grey Knights that were just super, way too many points, and not the best army. No Dread Knights at that time. So going 6-2 with Grey Knights last year was super fun. But this year our goal was to make top bracket, and if we get top 16, we get a lot of points for Nova because it was 9 rounds with 400 players. So that was our goal. So this game was super important because after this game, they broke you up into brackets. All the undefeated got into top bracket. There's about 1 or 2 people that had 1 loss that snuck their way into top bracket, but all the undefeated got into top bracket. So this game was super clutch, and we got paired up into a Team USA member to play this game. So I played a Team USA player last year at Nova, which was super fun. Like, these guys are just super awesome. Like, they're used to the competition, they're used to just talking and having fun with the games. They were super tight, which was a really cool comment with a lot of people coming up to me saying like how tight of a game that I play, and very clean type game that I play. So I love playing other people that have the same mindset, same measurements, same tools, all that stuff. So this was a really fun game to play, guys. He's running T-Suns, which is another bad matchup for Chaos Cult, just because they can nuke a Kris Cultist unit every single turn, and if they can kill 3 Kris Cultist units, they basically win the game. So his list, guys, is 2 of the Zangor on disc, which have precision, super quick with precision, super scary. Then the Zangor for the screen meat shield. He's got 2 beasts. This guy, which I found has 150 points on my day 3. Like, this is just should be 150 points. This should be 180 points, if not 190. So he's got that, a squad of 5 Terminators with the character that can go up and down once per game. He's got obviously the Flamers with the really, really good Flamer in the unit, like the really scary Flamer. He's got the Zangor on the disc back there. He's got the, I think, Armon on disc. Another Flamer unit with the character. That might be Armon. And Zangor with disc, and then obviously Magnus. So this was his list, nothing in reserves, everything's on the board. We start off with our Nurglings up top here, off the point. This mission is, let's pull that up for you guys. Mission 2, take and hold hidden supplies and search and destroy. And this is the deployment or terrain setup, day 2. So we have the 9-inch bubble in the center. If we go first, my goal is to kill that Vortex Beach, which I've done before on turn 1. So that was kind of the goal here. So if I start as far forward as I possibly can, I can scout up, use some of the guns to kill this chaff, and either charge these guys to pile in, or charge these guys to then pile in and try and put as many bodies onto the beast of Vortex Beast as possible. So my goal this turn is just to kill all the screens, all the chaff, tie up, and potentially kill the Vortex Beast. The Seekers are moving down here instead, so they're basically going to scout up 9. I can't really use them to screen block T-Suns because that's just impossible. So they're kind of going to be a more defensive piece on turn 2. So we move them up over here. These guys, again, scoot up as far as they possibly can before I start shooting the Zangors. So I move up all my guys 8 inches with the Desperate Pack, so they scoot up 8 inches, and they all get within line of sight of these guys. So I want to kill these guys, get them out of the way. He did a really good job at move blocking, keeping his Vortex Beast safe. Probably would have been safe if he was like over here instead, as like up front. And then the Rhino advanced up onto here. These guys advanced up. The green squad is as far back behind the cover as possible because I don't want to lose 2 squads turn 1. If I lose 1, which I do, is fine. And then everybody else kind of ran forward. So I'm just putting bodies on objectives, moving up my yellow unit for him to focus down, so that way next turn I get sticky and then move up and then try and flood the board. So he does really good at chewing through. I clear the screen, I clear the Zangors, I charge in the Zangors. I didn't get enough of a charge. I think I rolled like a 3 or a 4, so I couldn't get enough into the beast. So I choose to not go into the beast. I choose to basically just kill all the chaff that's blocking it and then tie up the beast. So the Seekers, looks like that I had to charge them in to try and block more up front, so I guess I didn't use them as a defensive piece this game. We're like, all right, here's more bodies for you to just try and kill turn 1. So we have the character back here, try not get sniped. Again, use the character defensively. We string out, kill all of the Zangors, kill the other 2 Zangors, and then kill the beast, and then we tie up this character. He has like 15 sweep attacks. He kills a bunch of them. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big guys left. The character, banner, and then the character. Not a character, just the banner, and then the character. So that's all that's left of this unit after my charge in. And then these guys are over here, and that is my turn 1. So we get 5 and 0. We ditch, I think we had no prisoners. So we had no prisoners, so we had to kill all the small chaff to try and get no prisoners, which we do. That's the jersey that I was going to look into, so I have to remember that, but I want to order jerseys for Team Dirtbags. Okay, so this is after turn 1. He basically keeps most of his stuff in his deployment zone. He kills my yellow unit, he kills the Seekers. Termies move up, everybody else kind of scooches up a little bit. Magnus flies from over here all the way back here, gets his whole base into the terrain feature, so he can basically see out infinite angles because his wings are so freaking big. Vortex Beast didn't really move because he was in combat. Archeon, all this stuff are up here because I did come down the Demonettes and charge. So when the Demonettes came down, they made that charge from behind the wall, so that way he couldn't get the Overwatch going. I think this turn... Where's my red squad? Okay, so I think the red squad came down and tried to make the charge and then failed. Yes. All right, so red squad comes down at the top. I have this like big zone right here. I'm outside 9, so if I can make the charge with the red squad, it's going to be a really good game, because I think I can then just kill all of the Marines, even more of these Marines, kill the characters, and just murder his home field objective, and all he would have left is like Magnus, the Beast, Terminators, and maybe one squad of Rubrics. So that was the goal this turn, is I brought the red guys in over here to outside 9 inches, and then I wasn't able to make that charge because I failed the charge. Reroll, fail. Demonettes made it in, so Demonettes made their 8-inch charge, got in, killed like some dudes, left Ahriman available. I then start bringing in all the guys up here to try and just throw bodies on the point so I can at least get some primary. He kills a bunch of the cultists that were on the point down here with the long range shooting of the Terminators. I still have my green squad waiting because I don't want to launch them forward and just... They don't have any save. So the green squad will literally just melt if you get some flamers on them. And then I spread out more down here. Cypher moves up a little bit cautiously because he can like triple move Magnus and get it within 12 inches and kill Cypher. So Cypher is trying to be as cautious as possible in this game. I do have a Rhino behind this wall with Bile just waiting there. So Bile next turn could either move out 11 inches and get some charge off back there, or just kind of chill. Beast and Nurgle came down over here on the point, because if he wants to bring Magnus all the way around, triple move him to try and kill Beast and Nurgle, that's fine. Do it. And then I have these guys coming in on this bottom field edge to next turn come in. I can't walk on the point, but they're going to come in and try and get this point next turn. These guys came in and try and make that 9-inch charge onto the Beast and Nurgle, or Beast Vortex Beast. I failed that charge as well, so they probably shouldn't have came in. They probably should have waited. I didn't need them for a secondary, so I don't know why I brought them in. Maybe just to kind of tie up a little bit of his home field objective. So that was my turn 2. Failed the charge. He killed... This is the end of turn 2. Yeah, because he basically put all of the guns into the red squad and just nuked the red squad off the table. So then I start moving up. He brings up his Vortex Beast up this way to take this objective. These guys then commit. They move out and charge the Vortex Beast. Full rerolls to hit, full rerolls to wound, kill the Vortex Beast with the green squad. Down here, he put his Terminators uppy downy, so he brought them down over here, moved them up 5 inches on the other side of the wall, killed the cultist that I brought in the previous turn. So that was a really good play. He basically came down and then moved. He can't charge after that move, but he can move up, get line of sight on the cultist, and then kill the cultist with all the bolters. So my Beast of Nurgle then moves up on this side, charges as far away as possible up top here. So with his pylon move, he can't get the full unit into the Beast of Nurgle. If I would have just charged straight into them, he would have got all 5 guys on the Beast of Nurgle, which potentially could have killed him with their D3 damage and 2 damage. But I wanted as least attacks going into him as possible, so I charged up top. He only had 3 guys that could attack me, which obviously couldn't kill the Beast of Nurgle. So that was one turn, the Beast of Nurgle tying them up for a round. Magnus moves up, again, gets line of sight onto as much as possible, kills almost everything over here. The Demonettes die. Bile commits, so Bile moves up with his squad to charge into Ahriman and his unit. So we kill a bunch of dudes over here, leave Ahriman on like 1, and then these guys start scooting down here. He's got the Zangor left on his home point. We have the Rhino, Nurglings, and some random dudes on this point. And then these guys are trying to stay behind cover to run up there next turn. Cypher's still behind cover, waiting. So we're running out of models. Like you can see, there's really not a lot left. I have 13 minutes. He has 16 minutes on the time. So after this turn, this is going to be huge. He then moves up Magnus in the center. Depending on his secondaries, he's basically going for a secret mission to get Magnus on my home field objective to get 20 points, which is almost impossible to stop. I have nothing left on my home field objective. Like everybody is basically dead. He kills an entire green unit by himself. So I have like nothing left. I ask, how many attacks does Magnus have? He's like, 15. I'm like, so not 20? He's like, no. So, all right, so we just throw 20 bodies at him to just say, hey, slow down a little bit. Cypher then charges in as well. The Beast of Nurgle then gets swarmed by the 5 Terminators now. He takes him down to the wound to kill it, but crazy ass dirtbags roll a freaking another reroll with a 5-up invuln save, makes the 5-up, and saves the Beast of Nurgle. Like, it was so insane. We were like, no fucking way. It was crazy. But that saved the Beast of Nurgle and tied up the Terminators for another turn that they couldn't shoot. If they could have got free this turn, they would have nuked all of these guys on the home field or on the middle objectives, and kind of just camped 2 objectives for the rest of the game. So the Beast of Nurgle was so clutch against this T-Sun win, it came down to literally turn 5. Oh, that was insane. So the Beast of Nurgle with the reroll of a 5 lives. I had so much CP, like I couldn't do anything because I wasn't in combat. I wasn't doing the full rerolls. I couldn't do anything, so I had a lot of CP. So I was like, hey, fuck it, reroll it. Usually you don't reroll a 5 up, but in this situation, I had 4 CP. We need him to live. We reroll it, get the 5 up, and we live. Up here, Bile and the this is the only chick left of the red squad. Bile, regular cultists, are just camping his home field objective, trying to steal that from him, which we do. Rhino moves up, gets me a ton of points in this game. Like the Rhino was so key in this matchup, getting me secondary points. Let me see if I can show. You can see the Rhino there above his wall or below his hand. So like the Rhino just moving up, getting me recover assets and like stuff like that, like getting us 6 on turn 5. Like right there. So basically putting the Rhino there, doing recover assets for 6 points in his home field objective. Bio camping his home field objective. There's only 4 Flamer dudes left. I have Nurglings left. Magnus obviously falls back and like double moves onto the point as far possible as he could. The Beast of Nurgle still stuck. Next round of combat, he just flops the roll and doesn't do anything near his wounds. So Beast of Nurgle survived every round of combat with the Terminators. Like that's a lot of points of Terminators that just didn't get to do anything most of the game. So the Beast of Nurgle won me the game, I think, this round. And Cypher's still alive, some cultists still alive. These guys are fine. We have a Rhino getting us a ton of points and Bile, which is amazing. But yeah, this is the final game state. He's got Magnus, 4 Marines, and 5 Terminators with a character. That's all that's left. The entire board is dead. Again, this was round 5, one of the closest games all tournament, and we win against a Team USA player. Really, really nice guy, really nice player, and this is the final score. So we had really good primary. We had 15, 15, 10, and then 15. So we had 50 for primary. He was really good at math. Like he was doing math almost 2-3 turns ahead. He's like, I have to go for a secret mission if I do this, this, and this. And then he was like, if you get 6 points on turn 5, there's nothing I could do to come back. And that's when we got the recover assets. So that way the Rhino can move up, just get 6 points. I was like, is that it? Like, is that game? He's like, yep, that's game. I was like, damn, dude, that was so freaking close. So we finished up with 86 for 89. I think it was 89 for points, and then he had 74. So 89, 74. He gets 5 turn 2 for primary, 10 turn 3, and then 5. So that's why he had to go for the secret mission. So he gets 40 for the secret mission, and then 5, 4, 10, 5, and then nothing round 5. So such a good game against CSUN. It was so freaking bloody. Like this is all that's left, and I think what would have changed was, see, the thing is, like if I wait too long, he gets to spread out, and then I have to basically chase him down with all of the flamers. So like I sacrificed the yellow unit. The red unit probably could have waited a turn. Like I don't want to rely on a 9-inch charge. So, and that's what happened was I tried to make a 9-inch charge to end the game instead of playing safe. Just throw the demonettes in there. They have a better chance of coming in and then tying them down for at least another turn. So the demonettes did make their charge. I didn't need to do the reroll. So if the demonettes come down behind the cover right here, make that charge, which they did, I could have saved the red unit for a heroic intervention. Rapid ingress. So I could have saved the red unit for a rapid ingress to essentially get the charge off, so that way they could do a ton of damage on the backswing, and he would have to keep the -1 damage on Magnus because he wouldn't know where I'm coming in at. And if he doesn't keep the -1 on Magnus, I could just rapid ingress them near Magnus and then just charge and kill Magnus that round. So I think that was my misplay, is I was just trying to make the 9-inch charge to win the game instead of playing smart, save them one more round, and come in bottom of 2 instead of top of 2. That would have been a huge difference with this matchup, because after this turn, he didn't have anything over here. The Demonettes made their charge, so he couldn't get anything else over here, like at all. So I would have had all this space to come in from a rapid ingress, because after this is basically where it was. Like, this was at the end of round 2, or top of 3, that I could have basically rapid ingress them over here behind the cover, which he doesn't have a lot of shots on me, and then they could have advanced up here behind the wall and then charged through the wall, stopping all of the flamers. Or again, if Magnus didn't have the -1 damage up, I could have went after him. So that was my misplay. I think I'm going to do that from now on against, you know, T-Suns or something like that. Like, T-Suns literally nukes an entire ACDC unit every turn, especially with all their flamers and fucking doom bolts and stupid OP stuff. So yeah, that was crazy. I think that would have been my difference. For his difference, he would have maybe, I don't know how you, I guess, put more into the Beast of Nurgle. Like Doom bolted Beast of Nurgle, instead of just trying to kill in melee. I don't know. I think that was a really good play, stealing the home field objective with the Terminators, or using the Terminators to come up here, but then he had nothing to combat down here. So, I mean, he had to take off the Cultists down here to stop the bottom objective. So I lucked out having 4 objectives this game. Just holding 1, 2, and then 3 most of the game. That's how I was able to get 15s. And then he was in most of his deployment zone most of the game until like turn 4, which then he started to bring or turn 3, where he started to bring the Vortex Beast out, and then it died. So, and then Magnus just flying all over the board. He played really, really clean. Love this type of play. So, really good game. Share it if you know who we're talking about. Get me on Team USA, hopefully. Really appreciate it. That would be awesome. So, let's go into the next game, guys. So game 3, we have a Tau matchup. Broski played football in college. We definitely broed out. We had a beer. We walked around, talked most of the third game on day 2. And going into Tau, I beat my buddy Brian, who was a really, really good Tau player, with this Chaos Cult right when it first came out. Like, I printed out the sheet, and we were like literally reading off printed gray and white sheets of paper about the detachment roll and all that stuff, and it beat Tau the first game I played it. I was like, holy shit, does this list have like play into Tau? So ever since then, I didn't really have an issue with Tau, just because they don't have the amount of firepower, and he ran like the firepower. He ran all the flamers, shooting in combat. Like, he literally ran the best Tau list to counter Horde, and he couldn't do it. So this list is really good into killing big shit, not Horde. So you can see it. It's got the blue and orange, which is my favorite color scheme. 3 big hammerheads with the big weird gun. He's got 2 of the breacher teams in these transports. 1, 2, 3 pariahs, which are really freaking good for their points. And then 3 of the big guys with the big guns. Mech suits that can fall back and shoot. So they can advance and shoot, fall back and shoot. This is the Makai detachment, where like 1, 2, and 3, they're just insane. He's got the 2 breacher teams. I think he's got 1, 2, 3 stealth suit units. He's got a bunch of the characters. He's got the ethereal, the other breacher team character, and I think that is and the infiltrate Pathfinder dudes. So this game's gonna be fun to talk about. This is the turn 1, after turn 1. So we played the diagonal deployment. Game 3, Terraform. So wait till we talk about this. Terraform, Stalwarts, and Crucible Battle. Stalwarts, I believe, is you can advance and do an action or fall back. It was a really good one for battle line. So really, really good one for battle line. I forgot to use it probably most of the time. Crucible Battle is the 30 inches down the center all the way to the corner. And you can see the terrain is basically made for that. So right here, I can start behind this cover, going all the way up. I can start behind this cover. I can start behind this cover. So I can start pretty defensively if he goes first. If I go first, I just yeet. I just go straight forward, right at his lines, and just throw bodies at him and try to do it that way. So basically what we do, we get first turn into Tau. Our Seekers started down here. They scoot up. He had his Pathfinders right here to try and block me getting to him. So he has 10 Pathfinders up here to block movement. He had the two dudes right there, who I think he had the Pariah, and there was another Pariah down here. So he had two piranhas, which we charged into, and then I think there was a tank. No, so just two piranhas. So we just, again, throw it as far forward as possibly can. And I think we rolled like a 6 for the advance. So we move up 6, scout, advance 14. We make the charge off of the piranhas. We do the once per game advance and charge, and then we do the +1 hit, +1 wound, and then we do the 1 CP for 4 rerolls to hit, 4 rerolls to wound. So we kill both piranhas. And then we tie up this vehicle, and that vehicle. So we basically pile in and get as much in combat as possible. I know he can fall back and shoot, but we need him to fall back and shoot to waste like an action and stuff. Then down here, we charge our Seekers into these guys, and we kill all but one. And then we just kind of spread out to stop his guys from moving forward. Now, again, forgetting that stealth battlesuits have fly, so most of his army has fly. They can just advance and shoot by flying over my units. So that was the next turn. They basically advanced up all the way here. The other piranha came in down on this point, and then they could still shoot. So the one guy failed his Desperate Pact, so he fell back, died. The other stealth suit scooted up. This Breacher team didn't come out. They're still there. This guy is there chilling. This guy is the Hammerhead, getting some shots off on this unit. This guy fell back. This guy fell back. This guy fell back. And then he's got a stealth suit team and a ethereal, I think, on the other side of the objective. So this turn, at this point, I was like, all right, man. I terraformed the center objective with the green unit. Don't think he can kill the green unit. I then terraformed the top objective with a rhino. So I don't think he can kill that as well. So I terraformed 2 objectives, top of 1, and then the rest of the game you basically get 4 points on the primary every single turn until, I think, forever. Like, this is a weird mission. So you get an extra 4 points every single turn. So next turn I would have had, I think it's like 6, 12, and then maybe 4, 16. I don't know how the score works in this one, but you get basically those points every single turn for the rest of the game. So that's the start, right? I already terraformed 2. Then I had my entire yellow squad in his backfield on his deployment zone with Howling Horde, where if he shoots me, I move forward. So I was like, hey, do you want to get a beer? He's like, nah, I think I can chew through it. I was like, and we're in top bracket. This is like the first game of the top bracket. So we're both made it to the top. We're both happy. Like, hey, we're happy that we made it to the top bracket. Let's just have a fun game. Again, broski, like, this was a cool player. I was like, you have to kill me in 2 rounds of shooting, because he moves back more than 7 inches. So if I roll 6, I think I was within 7 inches of this unit. If I roll 6, I get into combat, he can't shoot me anymore. So I only roll like a 2. So I move up after his first round of shooting, which I think he put into this guy. So I think this guy fell back and then shot his first load into me. Pause, right? He killed all but like 5 big guys and like 4 little guys. So then I moved up 2 inches. So now he has 1 more chance to kill this squad before I get into combat with his unit on his home field objective. So he then shoots the other guy into me with all of the shots. I roll a bunch of 5-up invuln saves because they have a 5-up invuln, and I make all with these guys alive. So I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys alive with the sword. And then 2 little guys. So I still have a decent amount alive. I roll a 4 for the movement. They then move into combat with this unit on the other side of the wall, which they would have killed them in combat on my turn, or on his turn. And then I would have held his home field objective. So after turn 1, I had his home field objective, a terraform objective, and then my back objective. And then I had basically enough to just move up, camp this objective for the rest of the game. These guys scoot up, camp this, like, I would have had all 4 objectives on his turn too. So this game, right when that happened, we called it. So this is the first game I think I've ever played where we called it in a GT after round 1. So we finished up the game. Yeah, there was. So basically I moved on to the objective and just had these guys in combat with 3 big guys and my character in combat with a stealth suit and the ethereal. So this was the game. We flipped his secondaries over, see how many scores he can get for the rest of the game. Again, if you're a good player, kind player, this is basically how you do it at the GT scene. You obviously get 100 because they not gave up, but they forfeited their right to keep playing. So you get the 100 after turn 1, and then he got a 0 turn 1 because he couldn't really do any secondaries turn 1. He got a 5, 7, 6, 0, and then on turn 5, I think he got like 4, 4, 4, 4. So, or no, he only got 1 primary on turn 4 or on turn 5. So 32 points for the Tau, and then 100 for the Chaos Space Marine, and the end of the board state is this. So I think if Tau goes first, he's able to spread out, get some pot shots here and there. It still would have been a tough matchup because then I would have been even closer to him, kind of move up, charge, and get 2 units. I would have rapid ingressed my red squad, which them in the Tau would have been brutal. So they basically advance up, charge, and tie up a ton of stuff. He had a breacher team in reserves, which I told him if you keep them on the table and just have them there so they can move up and just delete a unit a turn. He didn't take his breacher unit out this turn, which I think if you would have took them out over here and just put the breacher team into me, maybe that would have done it. So like that mistake, and then keeping the breacher team off the table turn 1, not moving his piranhas back instead of keeping them forward gave me a charge target, and then obviously just me going first. So I think if he infiltrates his guys instead of down here, just infiltrates them up here as far forward as possible, he stops me from getting a scout off. So since he didn't, like, if he would have infiltrated as far diagonal as possible here, I would have had to run around his breacher team, shoot them, and then try and get, you know, it would have been tough. So I think if he infiltrates his breacher team, which he should have done, keep both units in the tanks on the table, not infiltrate them or not reserve them, and keep you guys as far back as possible outside of threat. I mean, that threat would have been a lot reduced if I didn't get that scout off, and you had your infiltrate unit up front. And I think that would have been a huge difference. Like, we would have played it probably a full game here. And if he went first, obviously it would have been a different game. So we went first into Tau. We threw everything forward. We then piled into combat on bottom of 1, got into combat, and basically couldn't do anything at that point. So that's when we called it, and we had 2 terraforms. So crazy game, crazy fast game. We then had a beer, bullshitted the rest of next hour. We walked around, talked to a bunch of buddies. We're watching the top tables because we're in the top 16, so we were both happy. And yeah, it was just really, really cool time. So it was a really good opponent, really fun guy. We clicked because we both played college sports, and I like his color scheme. So that was the end of day 2, going 6-0. Going into day 3 in the top bracket, this was a cool cosplay girl. I don't know why she did Spock. Maybe she likes Star Trek, but the captain of the World Eaters on that one ship, like the most badass chick in 40k, dressed up as her, like with a cool little scar. Like, that was really, really cool. Like, that, I had to take that cosplay picture. And then going into the last day, this will be in the 3rd video. So if you guys are Patreons, you see these first ahead of time on patreon.com. Help support the channel. We got coaching. So we got Grandmaster status, which you get once a call every month to go over RTT or GT coming up, or any questions about battle reports that you have going on. That's once a month. And then we have unlimited questions, list ideas, tactics. You can take pictures of your first round and deployment. That way we can coach you on how to get better at those 2 things. And then you have your own specific coach in your corner to ask questions anytime. It's really good to have somebody who's in the competitive scene at this level in your corner at any given time with 40k. And then the other one is the competitive Dirtbags, where you get unlimited basically list ideas and list discussions. We don't go over all the extra stuff. That's the Grandmaster status, but we're also in your corner to answer any questions and go over ideas about lists in the competitive tier. So you get different colors on Discord for those 2 different tiers, and you get obviously all the free stuff with the coaches talking to you every single time. So then there's other things. You just get access to the Discord, which is going to be going up soon, because we obviously won 2 majors in a row. We're over 10,000 subscribers. We're doing really good for the Dirtbag Nation, so I love you guys. And we have a bunch of stuff coming up with the merch as well. So if you guys are interested in buying the merch, click on the link below. We got the Dirtbags. Make sure you're representing them at your RTTs and GTs. And the team is coming up very soon. Don't know how we're going to be allowing people onto the team. It's going to be definitely Patreons and local players that we know in person, and we're going to be doing interviews and stuff like that. So that's coming up for the Dirtbag Nation, guys. I really appreciate it. Leave in the comments below what you liked, didn't like, how we can improve on the channel. And we have game 3 coming up, winning Nova Open. It's going to be super fun to go over. And day 3 is actually a brutal game 8, which we're going to be going over on this channel. So guys, appreciate it. Good luck, and we'll see you in another video soon. What's up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. If you guys are thinking about joining the Patreon page, we're going to go over each tier and how it's going to benefit you and what you're looking for specifically to get out of 40k in 10th edition coming up. There's a lot of stuff to go over. There's a lot of tactical videos up on the channel, which is for free. There's going to be a bunch of perks that you get specifically for being a part of the Dirtbag Nation Patreon page. So first off, we have the first tier, which is $1 a month. You guys get first access to the videos over at patreon.com. You also get access to the Discord, which is specifically a private link in the Discord that only Patreon members can see. So you guys will have first access to that. Also a benefit is Patreons over the Dirtbag Nation get live streamed games on patreon.com streamed from YouTube, but there's only links specifically for the patreons.com. So not only do you get first access to these videos, you also get to see live stream games specifically only on patreon.com. The next tier is the Justicar. You guys get a shout out on every single video on YouTube. You also get to support us a little bit more. You get first dibs at voting on Discord, as well as you just kind of say, hey, I just want to be a Justicar Dirtbag and support you guys a little bit more than that $1 a month tier. But you get all the same access as well as the different color over on the Discord. So the third tier is the competitive Dirtbag. This tier, you get a lot more one-on-one coaching. This is a lot of the Dirtbags over on the Dirtbag Nation. They are able to send out messages one-on-one, go over list ideas, tactics, anything you guys want to talk about. When I was getting into 40k, or really any game in general, I always wanted to message the top players in the meta and just ask them questions. This $10 a month tier gets you that opportunity to message us one-on-one on Discord, so that way we can actually coach you, give you our insights, suggestions, and that's going to get you better at the 40k 10th edition as a whole. So that tier alone, just $10 a month to have one-on-one coaching, one-on-one messages anytime throughout the month, that's going to be a perfect tier for you guys. Even if you're brand new to the game, we go over 1,000 point list, 1,500 point list, 2,000 point brand new starting list, team list, anything you guys need. That's what the competitive Dirtbag tier is for. Also, you get a little bit red number name tag on Discord, so people know that you're really serious about getting into the competitive scene. The Grandmaster Dirtbags. This is the all-in-all $25 a month tier. You get one-on-one coaching, everything we said prior to this, but you guys get to see me, Mike, any of the other Dirtbags play your specific list that you want to see tested out live on one of our battle reports. You guys get to mention, suggest videos you guys want to see coming up on patreon.com. So you guys get the above first tier benefit of everything that we do over at Dirtbag Nation. All the support mainly comes from you guys supporting us over here at Dirtbag Nation. And Grandmasters, I can't thank you enough, but for $25 a month, you get one-on-one coaching and anything you want to see live on the tabletop. So you get to see a professional play right in front of you. You guys get to kind of like see it one-on-one, and I'm actually making this specifically for you. There's also TTS events that you guys can suggest. If you guys want to do a first 1 or 2 turn run through on TTS, we can actually log in and coach you one-on-one with that. If you guys see us at any GTs, you guys get special benefits, free dice, stuff like that. Anytime you purchase a merch thing on Discord, you guys get a free limited edition Dirtbag dice sent to you with every single purchase on top of that. So there's a lot of benefits coming up with the Grandmaster Dirtbag. Because I can't thank you enough for supporting us. Definitely let me know which tier would be best for you if you go over to patreon.com and specifically go to a tier. And make sure you don't forget to message me up on Discord. That's where we check every single day. If you guys are really into getting into 10th edition 40k, head over to Patreon, join the competitive Dirtbag or the Grandmaster. Message me as many times as you possibly want, and I'll coach you the best I possibly can on any specific army that you guys play. Mainly our armies right now, currently, going into 2024, is going to be Chaos Space Marines, Grey Knights, Death Guard, and then we have Custodes, Sisters, and I think that's it going into the Wings of 2024. But again, any other army that you guys play, we have other coaches lined up for the Dirtbags that are ready to take on that role of the competitive Dirtbag page. So guys, really appreciate it. Thanks for clicking on the video. Thanks for joining the Dirtbag Nation if you guys are already part of us. And we'll see you in another video soon.